just start whenever.
Yeah, we can just start with that. Hello, this is a slice of anime. What?
Don't keep that. No.
What a
No, yes, I'm
fucking-
gonna keep that.
How's it going, guys? We're back at it
Hey,
again.
what's up, everybody? No. It's just a start.
Welcome to our Minecraft
We
Let's
already
Play.
started though.
Started today.
This is hey,
we're
No,
going into the
this is not staying in.
yes, it
This
is.
I'm
is
gonna
his
say some
voice.
incriminating shit against you, man. I'm saying incriminating shit so that this won't go in.
It's going in.
This is all staying in because I'm the editor and I choose.
He got you there.
We gave him too much power.
Anyway, hello everyone. This is a Slice of Anime, our bi-weekly podcast. We're under the Slice of brand. We're just going to talk about what we've been watching, reading, and all things anime related. So join us, Willie, for the next hour as we discuss the very little anime we've actually been watching because we've been too busy with other stuff.
As an anime podcast and doesn't watch anime? Fucking crazy.
Wait, what are we, Trash Taste?
We're the second ever podcast to do it, baby. What's next? A gaming podcast where we don't play games? Check out a
Yeah, we
slice of
get in
gaming.
there.
All right. Where do we start?
Who wants to
do
start?
we want to start with Zom 100 since I think most of us have watched that?
Sell me on some
Most visible
100 because
people
I have not
watched
watched
it.
it.
Me and Bench, baby.
Okay, fuck you.
Banger episode.
Banger.
Banger.
You mean to tell me?
I mean, it's
You
only
mean
banger because we got the character we've all been waiting for finally in it.
that's the only
But she's
reason
a
it's
good
banger.
character too.
Yeah, she's a good character for sure.
With a big personality.
No, that's not why. She's actually likable.
Not why.
God,
Yes.
you guys only think your lower halves. I don't like it.
I mean,
but no,
upper
I
halves
forgot
for
her
sure.
Beatrix.
I forgot
Beatrix.
No,
You just forgot her name. It's just Blonde Samurai.
I
Is her
don't
name
know,
actually
man.
Beatrix?
Beatrix is fucking awesome though. Her name,
Something I
because
will
she's not
say-
Japanese.
Something I will
German.
say about Psalm 100 is I like that it has a pretty tight cast. It doesn't like go beyond a few core characters, which helps them be even
Yeah.
more likable.
So the thing is like they very much focus on like these select characters, and like there are a bunch of like side characters they meet, but like it's kind of like how Pokemon, where it's like, oh yeah, you meet these guys, and then we never see them again, except the people that they never see again are most likely either killed or just like screwed over for the rest of their lives. And I think Zom 100 does a great job of like really focusing on that main cast and like their personalities, who they are as people, their backstories, which aren't over exposition focused. Like they very much kind of leave a lot for your own imagination to fill in. Like everything in regards to characters is like top tier.
Yeah, I completely
I mean,
agree.
that's just kind of how you have to go with those kind of like zombie shows. Is like you're just gonna get this like one core group of survivors, and everyone else is zombie chow.
Yeah, and
More or
it's like
less.
not even a core group. Like it's not really like a lot of those zombie shows, because like this is just 4 people, and I doubt that there's gonna be any
Yeah.
more main characters. I think they want to stick to just 4, and like that allows you to flesh out these characters so much more. And it's always the coolest thing about the show is genuinely just the bucket list aspect of it,
Yeah,
because it
because that
just
gives
adds
them
this extra.
Yeah.
it gives them like a
like,
lot of room
boost.
to just be like very episodic about it. It's like, okay, this episode we're doing this, and this episode we're doing that, and it's a nice formula.
It's not just
I
because
agree.
the problem with a lot of zombie shows I noticed, and why I kind of like stepped out of the genre, is that the whole focus is, oh, we're just trying to survive. We're just trying to survive. We're trying to find a place to like settle down, and it's like that formula just gets tiring with every show. Where this show is more focused on, we're just trying to have as much fun as possible before we all turn into zombies, and it's genuinely just like a fresh take on a genre that I felt was very stagnant for such a long time, both in gaming and TV.
That sounds
Yeah,
dope.
I agree. Just all the characters are just so likable. Like you can't hate any of them either. It's just you're always like rooting for them or like going along with them. I don't know. It's just a great cast of like 3 or 4 individuals who just like it's fun to hear them like do whatever they're gonna do.
Yeah, you have to make the character strong because these are the only 4 you got. So you have to
Yeah,
make
but
these
all-
characters well written.
I mean,
Yeah,
like the
if
episode before
there was
this.
one character that was bad, then you're screwed.
I mean, the episode before this was actually like through the darker tone and tackled like past mental trauma, which I thought was also done very well.
Yeah, that
Mental
last
trauma,
episode
so
definitely
major
was a
theme throughout
lot
everything.
more That last episode was definitely a lot more in tone with like The Walking Dead,
I mean,
where
you
like
also
Yeah,
the
have like
humans are the real enemies.
Well, it's more
it
so
also
like
like
humans are the.
it
Sorry, go ahead.
grounds
Go
them
ahead.
because it grounds them pretty well because you have these characters who you hear about their past traumas, but it's not like they just like get over them. Like uh what's the
It's
main
always a
character's
part of who
name?
they are. Like
Arika? Yeah, like the last
Akira.
two Akira, like before this episode, the last two episodes, he was dealing with past trauma that any other like anime could have just like up and forgotten after the zombie apocalypse started. But he had to like confront that. And then Shizuka with Love this episode, I mean, she's constantly battling her past self, which I think is really well done. Her character is really well written.
Yeah, a thing about Akira is that like the whole point of his character is that he was someone who was so full of life, and then he went to work for I think what they're calling in Japan black companies very exploitative, very much destroyed his social mental health, and destroyed him as a person. And that zombie apocalypse was so freeing in a way, but it's not like oh he's just completely free. Like there's still so much baggage of like the years that he spent for this company that
PTSD.
utterly destroyed him. Yeah, it was
I
very
mean,
much
he literally had
PTSD and sort
PTSD.
of very
Yeah.
in a very mature fashion that they explored that topic.
Yeah, I mean, like, also the colors, I love the colors. I don't know about
Yeah,
y'all, but I love
the
them.
colors is definitely a fun choice just to make it more resemble that it hey this is a more like fun show than a serious we need to survive the zombie apocalypse show. Because just imagine like how much blood there is spewing from these zombies. If they were to all be red, it definitely wouldn't work as well, I think.
I mean, you have Beatrix like
Uh-huh.
slashing up zombies, and there's like color spouting everywhere, and that's just fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, because so many
I like
zombie
the
shows are very like
Splatoon.
bleak.
What
It's very Splatoon looking.
Oh yeah,
in a
it's
good
very
way.
bright. Like these zombies are spurting blue, yellow,
the
green
fuck?
everywhere. It looks like yeah, it
I
looks
will
more
say,
like the worlds look like they're covered in Splatoon paint.
I will say, I
And
think I
also,
mentioned
like,
this last. Go ahead.
Kensho's ass like hard carries the show. Not gonna lie.
Okay, okay.
He's like saves them all the time.
It makes
He
more
puts
sense
it on
if
the
you watch
line.
the show.
It makes more sense if you watch the show.
I don't know if
I
he
will
was talking
say,
about the
I
character or his
mentioned
literal
this.
ass.
Both.
No, the character.
You'll find out when you watch
Well,
the
The
show.
character. Yeah, you'll find
the
out.
character and his literal us. Yeah. But I mentioned this last episode. But like this show does have my least favorite trope in all of zombie media. Running zombies are so stupid as a concept. I'm sorry, I'll always like be of that opinion that zombies don't run. The whole point of them is that they can't run, and you have these fucking zombies sprinting. It's stupid.
The opening slaps
I mean,
in
do
the
we
show.
consider them zombies, or
what?
they're just more like the more recent kind of zombies where it's more like a infection?
Well,
But
even
isn't that
then,
I
like
think they're
infection
going
in
for
general,
they're going for
it's
zombies.
zombies. And
Yeah, they're calling
it's
them zombies because that's what we would call them. In like, if this were to happen in real life, we would just default by calling them zombies. But by definition, they're not zombies. They're not risen dead. They're people who have been killed by a virus, or at least killed by people of the virus.
I did want to kind
They're
of bring that up.
infected.
So none of us are read the manga or anything. Do we think they actually explore like how the infection started or anything in that regard, or is it
But I've
just
been
not
wondering because
Right.
with always these types of setups of shows, I'm always wondering like, what's the end game like? Like, does the world just die and they become zombies, and we kind of have like this somber ending to this show, or do we find some like miracle cure or something and the world begins anew?
They're
It's 'cause
like
it-
they are tackling the hero trope of him just kind of like wanting to be a
Yeah, I
hero.
love
Why
that.
not? It sounds fun, and it's
Oh, yeah,
like
I would.
great. Yeah, so
there's
I think
ones. Go ahead.
they could tackle it, but they aren't going to like go after it. Like it's going to be, I think, a slow progression. It's if they decide to go that way. Like I don't even think I'm going to read the manga after this, just because like I might as well wait
Oh,
for
no.
season 2. So like, because it's just like so good.
Yeah, well, the animation and like the way how much the art team very much cares about the show, unfortunately leading to a lot of production delays. Hopefully those start getting squared out because we should have been around like episode 10, I think, and we're only on episode 8. But even then, like I mean, it's not really deterring from the quality of the show as a whole. But I guess a point I wanted to bring up, it's like interesting because Beatrix kind of makes the mention of when she went to Japan, that's when the virus started. And that's almost like a thing of are other countries affected by this virus, or is it only affecting Japan right now?
That would
That's
actually
kind of
be
the
a
questions I
fun
like.
plot point. That'd be a fun plot point if it was just Japan, and then there's like this whole arc of like the other countries trying to be like, we need to contain this shit to just Japan.
Yeah.
And hypothetically
I
speaking,
think that'd actually be a fun
something
way
like that were
of
to
doing that
happen,
instead.
wouldn't like the other countries just like nuke Japan off the map?
Pretty
seem like-
much.
Okay, we're not
Let's do
getting
that.
into world politics here.
I mean, I'm not talking about like that's just like if it's just Japan and they're making it a plot point that like other countries aren't. It seemed like the most sensible choice to just wipe out Japan.
Remind me not to like vote you into power of any country. You scare me, brother.
I mean, tell me that's what it sounds like.
That's
Bro's
Like,
been
honestly,
playing a
I
little
would.
too
I
much
think I might
Fallout.
agree. Don't elect me to power.
Oh my god.
Like, what if that's a plot point that they have to like somehow
They have
contact
to
people from
stop
outside the
and
country?
They have to escape Japan before the nuke goes off. That's the
Yeah, that sounds
finale.
I mean, that's very much a B movie plot line. I don't know how much it would work for the show, but at the same time, it feels like something that would fit in well with like
I
the
mean,
tone.
this what type of show this is. There's no way this group of idiots is stopping a nuke.
Well, not
Exactly.
stopping
That's
it,
the
but like just contacting people outside, being like, "Hey, we're not all dead."
yeah. Maybe
stop,
that's a plot
stop the
point.
nuke mid-flight. We're not all dead.
We're gonna
Like,
pull an
that's
Avengers
kinda
up.
It is the interesting thing where it's like, what is the end game, as Moon says. I hope it doesn't go in a crazy direction. I've been hearing from manga readers. I don't know exactly what happens. I'm not spoiling. I don't even know what happens. But it's like I basically heard a manga reader say, "Let's hope the anime doesn't adapt what the manga's at now." It's like,
Oh,
What
we're
does
at
that
that
mean?
point.
That's never a good sign.
yeah, but that's also like the person I heard that from hates everything. So also that's probably why. So maybe
it
it is
dark?
good. Who knows?
Yeah, this is my first time hearing about it.
I don't know. They didn't say anything. It was just a
I mean,
very
that seems to be most shows right now. It seems to be like, yeah, this manga started off really good, and where it is now, it's shit. But at least the anime is good because it's adapting the good early
Every time.
stuff.
yeah. That
Looking at you, Rent a Girlfriend.
well, that's kind of
You-
the
Yeah,
big thing. Is
Girlfriend's
that
not
Attack
bad
on
in
Titan.
general, but, you know.
well,
Attack
that's
on
the
Titan.
big thing in general. Is that like
Do what you need
Yeah, I
to
heard
do.
Attack on
Come up with
Titan.
an original ending. The anime, the ending sucks.
Okay, so.
Oh
I
my
hate to
god, we're
push you,
doing
Bubble,
Attack.
but-
No, wait. Before we go into Attack on Titan, I just want to point this out. I want to make a point. What's it called? That's the problem with a lot of mangas right now, is that the industry is so competitive, so intense. I mean, we saw recently the Food Wars creators, their new manga basically got canceled after 20 chapters. And it's like that's
mean-
Food Wars is extremely popular, and like this new series, it's like it wasn't popular enough, we're canceling it.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
mean,
like it's clear
also-
like when you get popular enough, what happens is like, okay, we need to hang on to the popularity, and it can really affect pacing in a very detrimental fashion.
I'd actually also like to add something to this. I mean, the new manga. Let me check the name real quick. That literally came out yesterday. Called. Actually, I don't know
Oh
how
my
to say
God,
that
that
name, but it
freaking-
starts with the,
Rokabagi?
starts with the
Dude,
yeah.
Rokabagi.
So you look at
I want to
that
get into
first
it.
chapter.
That shit is fucking
it
incredible.
is so funny.
You look at that first chapter compared to like One Piece's first chapter. One Piece would have been canceled in like 10 to 20 chapters because of just and the slow burn has helped it,
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
but like in today's
It's a
world,
different
look at
time
that first
period, so.
yeah, it's a different like look at that first chapter. Look at everything they're having to put into it so it can try and hit. And like all these manga, they're just throwing them at a dartboard and a couple of them are gonna stick.
Yeah, no, I mean
So-
Bench makes a point. It's like
So wait, what's
with
this manga
One
that you're
Piece-
talking about?
So it's a new
what's
shonen
the-
manga that just came out called Kurokabagi. And it's basically like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen had a baby.
It just sounds like another just random shonen.
It's another shonen. Yep.
Yeah, but it's very. It feels more mature in its themes than like typical shonen.
All right.
You know how like most shonen are like. Most shonen are tailored
Where's the
towards
line?
like.
I need to find this line. There was one line I saw on Twitter that made me fucking cry.
Oh yeah, it's like the alpha male line.
Oh
What?
no! Oh no!
Okay. Every time I
wake-
try
oh, no, I
searching it
got
up,
it.
I get
I
a
wake
character from High School
No,
DxD.
I wake up every day with the new with fresh hatred. That's a line,
I
the
don't
alpha male
know.
line.
I wake up every day with fresh hatred. Dude, the series is so weird. There's already fan made OSTs. Like the fucking like whole fan backlash hype and all this weird like thing for this new series. it is interesting to say the least. I don't know. Like, I
You
feel like
read
if
the
I was
chapter?
that manga author, no, I didn't really read it. I just like
It
saw
lives up to
stuff
the
on
hype
Twitter.
so far.
I thought it was also really good. There's just a couple like wording parts I thought could have done differently, but also like
The
I don't
fresh
think
hatred
it's
part
like
is so funny.
I don't think it's in Japan, which is always something I like to see.
I will like my thing is like I feel bad for the author because like there is so much more pressure on this guy than like Oda when he started One Piece or like Kubo starting Bleach, where now you have the entire internet mocking
Judging
or
you.
yeah, judging. That's the word. I was trying to remember what that word was, but yeah, basically judging and like debating about this series that for a while didn't have the first chapter out and people were already judging it. And it's like
Oh wow, that's crazy.
it is
Yeah,
such
it was a
a
whole
weird
thing.
situation.
I have no idea about any
everything
of this.
about
I'm
Yeah,
very
it's
new to
just
manga,
very-
so
It was funny. It was funny. That's all I'll say. But yeah, no, all I saw of it was just the fresh hatred thing, which just makes me laugh.
I highly recommend you guys check it out. They do a really good job of it so far. There's only one chapter, but like it sets the tone pretty well. If they can keep this pace, I can see it becoming something.
I'll wait for a few more. I'll wait for a few more chapters to come out because I don't
I
like
mean,
going like one chapter at a time.
sure, some people hating on it, but this kind of popularity is what Shonen Jump is looking for. Like,
That's true as
mean,
well.
I mean, it
This
could
is
also
a
lead
good
to like
start.
a lot of like overall
Sure.
hatred. Like what happens if like the fan base just doesn't
I mean,
latch
yeah, it's
onto
a
it?
double-edged
People don't like
sword.
it.
It's a double-edged sword, but
And
if
also,
they
it's
stick
like
the landing, then it could be one of the new Shonen hit.
the thing is like also we're kind of like looking at this from the Western perspective. Like Shonen Jump doesn't care about what the Western fans think. They mostly are looking at their home audience in Japan, and I haven't really seen any takes from like Japanese fans and like what it's looking like over there. I don't doubt it's probably like doing well enough. At least I hope. But I want every series to do well. Is kind of what I
You
mean.
won't know how successful a series is until that first volume drops.
Exactly.
That's kind of like the
And
gauge.
like you were
Like,
saying,
that's the cutting room floor.
like
That-
chapter 1 of One Piece, like you said, is very slow. Actually no, chapter 1 had Shanks, wasn't it?
Still,
I
I
forget
mean,
because the anime
compared
did
to what
Shanks as
the-
episode 4.
still, but like you're looking at
I-
something compared to now, and I mean, it's
I mean,
night and
yeah,
that
day.
of
parts
course.
now for One Piece chapter 1 is fucking jarring, bro.
Whoa. Yeah, it was clearly Oda when he first started, and like,
Like,
yeah,
have
this
you
was
seen
also back
personally,
in the '90s too, so it was completely
Have you seen
different
original
field.
like the early beginning of Bleach? It was like that. You're like, what the fuck?
yeah, it's very different. And like personally, for me, I prefer those slow burner mangas. I'm not a big fan of extremely fast-paced manga. That's kind of how a lot of like current like Shonen Jump mangas have been, and it's just kind of frustrated me. And like that's why I like those more slow burn, longer series. And like there's some current like modern day shonen that I like, but like overall it's just a genre that I guess hasn't appealed to me personally as much in modern day as it used to. But like I do like the
That's a good story.
still.
If you're able to do that, I'm in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, unique
Yeah,
story
that's
will
number
grab
one for
me
me.
every time.
But yeah, I mean, did we have anything more to say about that series in particular? I kind of want to hear you two argue about Attack on Titan, if I'm being honest.
It's not us arguing, but Bench mentioned that Attack on Titan should get an anime-only ending. It was confirmed it's
The
not.
ending
They're
sucks.
following.
I
They're
know.
following.
I know, but it's
They
so
always-
bad.
But
You
let's
know
not
the
spoil it.
funny
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling.
I already know
There's
what
no
happens, so
spoiling.
let's not spoil.
Yeah, there won't be any spoilers. But they've been adding new scenes to the anime, like the anime exclusive. That there's been so many hints at like an anime-only ending, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing it.
The same thing kind of happened with quintessential quintuplets. There were a lot of changes that everyone thought that maybe we would get a anime only ending, and we didn't. We got the exact same bullshit ending that nobody likes ending as the manga.
I will
Like,
say it's
Attack on
funny.
Titan
but
has so many highs, but it does not stick the landing. It falls on its
It's-
face pretty rough.
I have not watched or read Attack on Titan, but I did see the last chapter, Or like I just
You
saw like I
already
know
know.
why people hate that. It is so fucking funny. It's like I don't know the context, but I'm like laughing my ass off. Like there's no way that actually happens.
Knowing the context makes it worse, to be honest. That shit had people in shambles.
Like it's weird because I feel like I know 90% of what happens in Attack on Titan at this point without actually watching the show.
It's like I don't know
I
if
just
Attack
don't
on
really have
Titan,
much
like
interest.
it had a complete tonal shift too. It went from like survival until heavy politics and morality. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I heard about that.
What have you been
Yeah.
watching, Moon? Let's go into
I want to
what
hear
you're watching.
Moon. Let's hear the rom com time.
is it rom-com time? Okay.
It's rom-com time.
Well, actually,
Sell
I
me on
haven't
it.
actually watched any of my other weekly rom-coms that I've been. Cause I kind of, like I said, I've been reading manga right now. I found a romance manga, and I've been kind of reading that nightly. But funny enough, today I finished up the Fishman Island arc for One Piece. Finally got around to doing that, so it's time for my next One Piece break.
Fishman
What
Island,
been
I
that
think that gets too much hate. It's fine.
I don't. That arc sucks.
It
bro.
definitely went on for too long, but this might just be an anime problem in general.
Nah,
It
manga
goes
too.
on too long. The manga too. Yeah.
But it started strong. I'm like, oh, cool, new island, new world to like learn to explore, and then the fight just went on forever.
It's such a weirdly like paced fight because it's like Luffy showing like, yeah, I killed 50,000 fishermen without even touching them, and it's like this badass moment, like hell yeah, and it's like, man, this Hodija guy, this guy's he's tough. he took some steroids. I don't know if I'll be able to take him on. Like,
Yeah,
and
I was
there
waiting
are
for him
moments,
to like get his like comeuppance with all the drugs, like in the middle of the fight. Like he was taking a lot of them, and supposedly this thing is supposed to age you, and yet it took like half a day later for that side effect to kick in.
there are moments that are really good, like kind of like what made you this way, Hody, and like that nothing at all line. It's
Literally
pretty,
just I crave violence.
yeah, very much like I don't want to get into all the themes of Fishman Island because there's so much I could talk about in that regard, but like it adds to the overall theme of that story and what they were doing with Hody's character. But even then, like Hody as a character just doesn't really have that domineering presence that any of the other One Piece villains, at least most of the One Piece villains, have. He's better than Kuro. I'll give him that. And Don Krieg.
On Creek sucked.
What I did find interesting with what I
Don,
did find
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's better than Don Krieg. Don Krieg's ass. So hey, if
I'll
you're
say
better
what-
than the worst villain, shoutouts.
I'll say it's interesting though that like the last like couple episodes after all the fighting is done before they take off, I just find interesting that they did this too with before they went to Fishman Island, before the time skip and all that. That I find it so interesting, at least from Oda's writing perspective. And I couldn't imagine doing this like weekly or watching the show or whatever, but here we are finishing up Fishman Island, and they're teasing the Big Mom stuff in Whole Cake Island. I know that's a couple arcs away, and we're teasing it now. I couldn't imagine like, okay, cool, we're gonna go fight Big Mom, and Whole Cake Island's like, nope, we're going to Punk Hazard.
Yeah, that's very much a common thing Oda does. A lot of
With
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And
With Whole Cake Island, they
it's
foreshadowed
fine.
it like super far back.
Well, they
The
didn't.
same thing
No,
with
they didn't
Fishman Island. Like they were like, we're gonna go to Fishman Island, and like, no, we have like 4 more arcs to get through.
God, that was so funny.
What is the arc when after they get Vivi and end up in that forest with all the dinosaurs and stuff? What's that arc?
Little Garden.
Little Island, or
Yeah,
Little Garden.
Sanji gets a tease.
Little Garden.
In that for Whole Cake.
No. That wasn't a Little Garden. That was Jaya. God,
Yeah, it
what
was.
a fake fan. No, it was Jaya. Because remember,
it
he talks
Jaya?
about the Nolan. Yeah, because they have the Nolan the Liar book, and then it's mentioned the
No.
North Blue, and Sanji says, "Oh yeah, I'm from the North Blue." That's the
No,
tease.
that's not the tease. No, it was when he said Mr. Prince. And it was like
That's not
him,
okay.
it's him
Oda
hinting
was
like
not
a-
writing. No. I will not
I think
accept
he
that.
was.
Oda's good at foreshadowing. No, he was not saying like. I will give you that. Like, okay, maybe he was teasing that he was royalty. He was not going like, ah, yeah, this will tease a whole cake island.
Moon. it's like it's like go crazy for Moon, but yeah, he's been setting up Sanji for a hot minute.
He doesn't know what that
Oh
means.
yeah, I know Sanji has been is going to become the favorite child character for a while
Oh
in
my
a couple
god, I'm so
arcs.
sick of this character.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to rant about this. Why does Sanji have more character development in the Land of Samurai than Zoro?
Zoro doesn't need any development; he just cuts.
Oh,
I have a
hate
dead,
him.
I have a
Sick
dead
of him.
friend, and I
Wano.
cut things.
Bro, Wano made me a
Zoro
Sanji
needs
hater.
arc. Zoro needs his own arc.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Wano, but Oda's like, oh man, I love this Sanji guy, and I'm like, I hate him. I hate this motherfucker. Stop giving him shit. Give him like 2 whole arcs of character development, and Zoro's over here like, oh, I got a new sword. I'm like, okay, you always get
Zoro's
me
whole
Robin
arc is
development.
that his fucking girlfriend fell down the stairs and died, bro.
That is still like,
Facts.
how do you have such a shit backstory? Like, it's the problem with Zoro's backstory is that it's literally like, it was early One Piece, like very early One Piece. It's just that whole like plot line is like, oh, okay, that's Zoro's past.
I mean,
Like,
he has a
oh
little bit
wow,
more.
okay. Like
That's all you
development.
need.
He has
Like
a little
after,
more, but not like enough to. In
like
Wano,
when
he
Ace
gets a
died
little
and
bit more, but
he went with Mihawk and shit. He gets some development, but
no,
he
he
needs some
gets
attention.
development. Like nothing happened. No, stuff like
Yeah, that's
nothing
part of it
happens.
too.
Like he has those moments. Yeah, it's just the problem is that like I feel like he gets unfairly shafted so many times.
You know who else got shafted? Fucking Chopper, bro. When was the last time he
Yeah.
had a good
Chopper,
moment?
oh my god, he was so awful in Whole Cake, or not Whole Cake. Sorry, Wano. Like he did nothing in that arc.
I'm trying to think. I think, yeah, it's been a fucking hot minute since Chopper got screened now.
No, his whole. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but his thing was, the Ice Oni stuff.
God, the Isoni stuff was so stupid.
Yeah.
That whole freaking arc, man. I'm like, bro, we could get on with this. Like, let's just get to the end.
No lie though, with how much I've gotten into like the groove of reading manga now, I'm starting to think maybe I'll just read Wano once I get there.
Just
No,
read
I'd
it. Just
recommend-
read it,
that's
please,
what
for the
I
love of God.
No, I'd recommend watching it. It's worth
Bro,
watching.
No,
you know how
watching
long
it like
Wano
you were
is?
gonna cry.
It's 4 years worth of episodes.
It
Only
is so
200
fucking long.
Oh my god.
Just 100?
Moon's got a full-time job. He can't be sitting here watching Wano for 200
Here's the thing.
episodes.
I'm just now ending Fishman Island.
I tapped out of Wano at 100 episodes. I'm like, I'm just gonna read. I can't take this anymore.
Weak.
Oh, we're weak. Honestly, fair.
Okay, well, back to the rom-com since I kind of distracted it with One Piece.
I do. Hang on, before we get off One Piece, the recent episode I watched it. I think
was
the
great.
anime did it fine. No, the anime did it fine. I just really hate that chapter, and I don't want to get into the spoilers of why, but it's mainly just the backstory feels so rushed in the chapter, and it's like incomplete for no reason.
Do you think the anime did the power up justice? Because I think they nailed it.
What power up?
The one that everybody
Gear
on Twitter was
5.
Moon
bitching
knows what
about.
Gear 5. Yeah, Moon knows Gear
Yeah.
5. Yeah.
He
Oh
watched
yeah,
the
I mean,
episode.
I live on the internet. It's like
Yeah, no, they
So
did Gear 5 justice.
Yeah,
I actually
they
prefer
nailed
Gear
it.
5 in the anime.
I think the
But, yeah,
expressiveness,
no.
it was great.
I like Gear 5 more in the manga more, to be
I'll be
honest.
honest. When it comes to what's it called, watching the anime, I literally just like put on the episode, skip all the stuff I don't care about, just see the cool moments get animated. Because I'm sick of Wano, man. I need to get off this stupid island.
Probably like 10 episodes left.
well, aren't we now? Wasn't this like newest episode, like the end of Wano?
There's like 10 episodes left.
No. Yeah, there's 10 episodes left.
But all in,
They have
they're
to
an
adapt
eventful 10
chapter
episodes, though.
1057. Yeah,
It's
no,
an
everything
eventful-
else is good. 1057. That chapter sucks ass, but everything else is good. But yeah,
Jester's gonna make his grand return.
Moon, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Your rom-com talk.
Yeah. So I was on the Viz Media app because I can't remember why, but I got like a notification like, "Hey, check out this other rom-com manga. You can read the first 3 chapters for free." I'm like, "Okay, cool, why not?" Um, but so I read the first 3 that you're allowed to read, and it seems pretty standard, childhood
Wait,
friends want
what
to.
is it?
Um, I want this love game of ours to end. I think that's the title of it. And
I hate anime so much.
the titles always are the worst. But it's your typical like childhood friends want to be with each other, but they don't want to admit it. It's a worse Kaguya-sama setup.
Oh no.
But I haven't read past the first 3 because what I got distracted by was once I read those 3 chapters in the recommended section, I found another one and I've been reading that more. I'm in like chapter 20 or 30 now of this other one because I read the first 3 that you were allowed to on the Viz Media app. And I said, okay, now I have to go find the rest. So I found it online.
Wait. Whoa. You found it online?
Yes, you can find
right?
anything on the internet.
Legally, right?
Uh-huh, exactly.
I'm a pirate.
On
I
my,
don't give
on
a
my
crap.
little tablet.
Whoa! You
whatever,
can't say
bro.
that outright. Allegedly, he's
Allegedly.
Yeah, right.
Me. I'm trying not to get sued.
You're not gonna get
Keep
sued by
going,
nobody,
man.
okay? Look, I'm broke as shit. This is what I do, okay?
Hey, you know what? Suit Dark, not me. I did nothing.
We are not accomplices.
True.
But the other manga I found is called How Do We Relationship, and it's been really good so far. Like it's doing everything not the norm with rom. It's not even really much of a comedy too. You might just call it romantic drama. But they're not in high school, so points for that.
Holy shit.
No, people aren't idiots. That's another thing. Like
Holy
people
shit.
actually talk about their feelings. They're actual adults in that.
No.
And they're lesbians. So that's a little bit different. There's a couple lesbian shows out there, but there's not that many. But it's just really nice because it tackles a lot of adult issues in such like realistic ways. The 2 main characters is like a very introvert who's been hiding her sexuality for the most part. And then you have this out lesbian who finds out about it and they start. What's actually really funny is when you read like the little description of it on like the Viz Media app, they talk about a practice relationship, or I can't remember how they word it. Maybe I can look it up in the app real quick. But it's like a practice or a part-time relationship becomes a full-time one. No, they become like a full relationship like by chapter 3. How do they? Okay, I found it right here. Holy balls! There's 106 chapters. I did not know this. Oh yeah, so here's how they a romance of convenience between 2 college women soon becomes the real thing. No, it becomes the real thing after like chapter 3. So you were underselling this.
Speedrunning this shit.
Oh yeah, because the thing I really wanted to mention was the author who gives like a little bit of a behind the scenes look a little bit, or like just his or her thoughts. I don't know if this is a man or woman writing this. They left it very ambiguous. But they give like their thoughts on some things at the end of every volume. And at the end of the first volume, they talk about how they were tired of a bunch of rom-com tropes and they want to try to break them all. So, what was the first one that they mentioned? It was like
Breaking the Habit.
Breaking the Habits, pretty much. And I wish this thing was broken up by volume so I could read what the end of the volume was. But it was like, oh yeah, so the part that really made me into it was they said, why does every romance novel end when they get together? It's like, that should be the beginning. And I said, hell
Exactly.
yes. So, and that's exactly what happened. They are doing their convenience dating by the end of the first chapter, and then their real dating by the end of chapter 3. So it's really cool in that regard. And then they're tackling a lot of cool issues. Well, not cool because they're all traumatizing for people, but there's the especially for gay people, it's like trying to be accepted by your friends and family that you are gay, that you're in this relationship. How does that affect the dynamic with your parents, with your friends? And then they tackle other things like jealousy, that we just went through a big jealousy arc, if you want to call it that.
Arc.
It's literally an arc. It went on for like almost 10 chapters. And then the one that we just started on, there's like this intimacy, like PTSD with one of the characters. So it's gonna be interesting how that unfolds. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's called How Do We Relationship, and if you're looking for something just a little different in the romance category, I definitely recommend that one. And as I just now learned, right now there's 100 chapters already, so it's pretty successful if they can keep it going that long. Okay, rom-com time is done.
Oh, okay. I just realized I was muted. I was asking you a question. Will it
Oh.
ever get an anime? Is that the
I
real
feel like I
question?
want to, because every once in a while we get these more serious. I don't want to call them adult because there's nothing lewd about it. Like, I mean, there are sex scenes, but they're the most PG-13 sex scenes you've ever seen. They don't show anything aside from them cuddling and kissing. Okay, there is one frame that's a little like, whoa, okay,
Whoa,
but that only
whoa,
happened
whoa.
once. At least
Can't
so
show
far
the children that.
in the 30 chapters that I've read so far. But I feel like they possibly could, but I just don't know if the Japanese culture wants to do it. I mean, there all have been other like gay relationship anime, so I mean, it's possible. They're just rare though.
They're
Situation.
just not as popular. That's why.
And the fact
You
they're
wanna talk
adults
about that?
definitely also kind of, I feel like it hinders it. There's just not too many animes that get done with adults. Like, I mean, Wotakoi is probably the biggest example. Like, that should have gotten a full adaptation, but it only had the first season, and I'm still angry about it.
Well, who knows? Maybe they'll eventually adapt the second season.
True. I mean, we've seen a lot of anime recently in the last like year or so. If like after 5, 6, 7, 8 years, this series is getting a second season.
It has to be that the anime creators just forgot that they made the anime, and they're like, oh, okay, I guess we could make a second season.
we can make a second one now, I guess.
Like, I feel like a lot of people, like, this happens in the gaming industry. I genuinely think just a lot of people just forget that they own these IPs and stuff.
They're like, oh yeah, wait, we can make money off this.
Exactly. Like, it has to be like collective, like, brain for Gar. Some shit like that. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot. But yeah, I guess that's all rom-coms. Because I haven't
Yeah.
watched any rom-coms. I'm fucking slacking,
Yeah.
man.
Like, I'm behind now
happened to
on
me, man?
both Horimiya and Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. Like, I haven't watched the latest, I think, 2 episodes now that they
my
both have.
God.
So like
Think
for some
you
reason
know
I
a
just
guy.
really wanted to just finish One Piece. Like, I looked at how many episodes left were of Fishman Island, and I realized cutting out the opening and the recaps at the beginning of every episode. Boy, I hated that started with this arc was like the super long recap. No lie, it was
The
4
recaps
minutes. It was
are
4
literally
minutes
like half the
of
episode.
yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
opening
regular
and then
for
like a recap.
that's pretty
It was.
regular
I
for the
remember in
next couple
Dressrosa.
arcs.
Fuck.
Dressrosa is like
In
6 minutes.
Dressrosa, I swear to God, in Dressrosa, there is like an episode in that arc where, like, if you cut out all the like repeated flashbacks, like where they like do the same flashback over and over again, and you cut out the opening, it's like 4 minutes of actual new content.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring
sitting there
with,
watching, like, huh?
Fishman. That's what I was thinking with Fishman. Like, if I cut out the opening and the recap and the ending, I got about 19 minutes of new episode to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not 23 minutes of One Piece; it's 18 minutes basically.
So that what's what made me like decide to binge it. Like, I saw like it was about 10 to 20 like a couple days ago. I'm like, you know what? Let's just fuck it. Let's just get through it. I can cut out all the crap. And
Exactly.
after I crashed my car today, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going into work. Once I got all that figured out, all the insurance and crap, I just came home and just watched One Piece so I could finally be done with this arc today. So in a way, you could say I crashed my car just to finish One Piece.
Honestly,
Just
based,
dedicated
I
to
will
cause.
say the next. I think the next arc is gonna make you more depressed because I like that arc even less than Fishman.
Punk
What's the
Hazard?
next arc?
Personally, yeah, I don't.
Fucking
I don't.
Punk
I
Hazard,
don't
right?
like Punk Hazard.
I don't
I
like.
love
I
Punk
don't like
Hazard.
Punk Hazard.
Punk Hazard is the arc
Most
that
of
gets
that
too much
arc
hate,
is
bro.
so fucking boring. It's so like mid for like 90% of it. There's like 10% moments that are really freaking cool, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's-
That arc is just
As always, Zora has the best moments.
as always. I guess I'll talk about what I've been watching. I haven't watched much. We wanted to talk about Mushoku Tensei. I guess we could talk about it now if you want, Bench.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
I mean, we have
it's
Spoilers,
just
'cause
two
I haven't
episodes.
watched it yet.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, yeah,
sell me
there's
on it.
not really much we could talk about. I guess we could more so sell you on it because, like, we don't want to spoil it. But the last two episodes have been eventful, to say the least. There was a very good moment in the last episode. One of those, like, feel good, like, oh, I'm happy to be here.
I've rewatched it like
It
5
ends
times.
next
I don't
week.
know. It was so good.
It ends next week, at least like this core,
I'm not.
and we don't get the new
I'm
core until April.
so sad.
Until when?
Why?
April.
Oh wow.
Why?
I'm like, I get it. No, like production, it's gonna be an overall better product, but it's also like, man, that's an entire like half a year.
I'm
It's
like,
shit.
can I go on with no Mushoku Tensei? Like, Sundays were the best days.
I mean, if it's
You know,
that good,
Sunday's just another
I would
fucking
just watch
day.
the manga.
Nah,
Well,
I
it's
need
not a
to
manga, it's a
experience
light
this.
novel.
Well, yeah, I need to
Oh.
experience this in anime form.
It's
Like,
the
I'm not-
anime
light
adds so
novel
much
is really
to
good.
it.
I'm too deep to not just watch the anime.
The voice acting, the music, the animation, the actual like
Just
the overall
it's just so
aesthetic of the
human.
show.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
just direction. Dark, you need to watch this. It's getting to the point where I'm like,
Yeah, what's
angry
wrong
you
with you,
haven't
Dark?
watched it.
Actually, what is
Like,
wrong with you? Holy shit!
Bro, I barely
It's
watched
getting-
anything
this-
this week.
No,
it's getting
no,
to
you
the
need
point
to,
where I'm like, I'm gonna just like messaging you like every day. Okay, it's like it's time to
don't
like
do
Oh no, it's Tears of the
you just
Kingdom
need to
all over
watch
again.
this.
that.
You like
It's
I don't know.
genuinely like it. It's not it. It's just very human, as Betch said. Like there's like so much world building, so much like adventure, but also it all just boils down to how these characters are written in such a mature fashion to really make you understand who they
yeah.
are, where they come from, dialogue that
Isekai?
doesn't
Is it
feel.
Isekai, right?
Yes,
It's
it's an
the-
isekai, but
it's
it
an
really
Current
isekai that
isekai
actually
same
matters.
sentence. That is crazy.
It's an isekai that
Yeah,
actually
it's-
makes it worth it.
it breaks the mold. Yeah. And like, I'm a sucker
The
for a trashy
isekai.
like the vending machine. Like the vending machine show. Come on, that's
Ah,
trashy,
vending
but
machine. I keep
love it.
forgetting that show exists. I
Yeah,
want to go
same.
back to it.
I want to go
That
back to
show
it
is
too, but like it's not.
Came up with that.
No, but Mushoku. I came up with it, but Mushoku Tensei is like much more than just that type of isekai. It is very much a show that respects the viewers and the people watching it in a way that like most, because one of my biggest annoyances with anime, and I'll bring it up with an anime I've been watching, I really hate expository dialogue so much. Dialogue that's very much like, say like a character
anime.
walks in, it's like, yeah, it's an anime thing in general where like a character walks in, it's like, oh, great General Jeeves. It's like Jeeves, Great General Jeeves. Yeah, General Jeeves. He's the guy who fought in the Second War. It did this and this and this. It's like no one talks like that.
You're
But
gonna like
shows guilty
Mushoku
of that?
doesn't do that.
It's like
Bleach is
Huh?
guilty of doing
it's
that. as well, right?
animated.
Bleach is very guilty. Yes.
Yeah, you're like in
But
Mushoku
the-
Tensei, you're like words don't need to be spoken sometimes for you to like understand what the characters are feeling and thinking. Like there's one point
Exactly.
last episode, it's like 3 seconds, but just like something like in a character's eyes, and you just something snaps and you know what they're thinking, you know what they're feeling, you know it's so human. It's like it's
It
just
uses
real. It feels real.
animation. It uses animation as a medium, as a way of doing its storytelling rather than just dialogue and exposition. Because they very easily could have just had like the inner monologue in the head. I wonder if this and that. No, they don't do that because it's not needed. What's needed is to just show them truly.
You know, that's not to say there isn't an
Emoting.
inner monologue, but it's different. It's not like
Yeah,
that
no,
kind of
like
inner
it
monologue.
works. Yeah, it's. No, I mostly mean inner monologue, like explaining everything through the
Yeah.
inner monologue, rather than
mean-
more like just what the characters feel.
Yeah, you're just like it's just a lot to get out of it, and it's just so good. Yeah, so I'm
But yeah,
easily the anime of the season for me. So I
I
don't
don't
think
know,
it can
man.
be
It's
better
pretty
than
hard to
this.
top Bleach for me right now.
Wolf, Wolf, are we gonna survive
Uh,
Turning Point 3?
Is that even in this core? I don't think that's until the next core.
It's not. But are we going to survive when it happens?
I think I'll die. That will be
Yeah,
the
I don't think
last
we're.
episode of the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we'll survive. But yeah, and then I mean,
I
I've
mean,
also been. You go.
no, the last point on Mushoku Tensei is that like what you said about it being anime of the. Did you say season or year?
Season. I mean, I could.
Season.
Or you could make the argument for year.
Yeah, it's close. It's either this or Vinland Saga. But like, yeah, it's definitely up there for my anime of the year.
Yeah. So I just don't think you can get better than what it's like bringing to the table as like anime. Like if you're gonna show someone why you care about anime, I think you show them Mushoku Tensei because it's that.
Oh damn.
I
That's
mean,
insane
I
praise.
don't know. I don't agree with that. I think Mushoku Tensei, as much as I love it, there's a lot of things that it does, especially in season one, that like turns off new viewers of anime.
Yeah, but
It's
those viewers
not a
aren't
first
don't know
time
what's
anime
good.
watcher. Well, I don't want to talk about it exactly.
But just like
But
you
like
guys don't know
those,
what the fuck you're talking about.
there is a lot of things in season one that even I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. Like this is just weird. Like kind of that like the creepy things. And like it's understandable with the character and who the character is, but it's also like, hey, you could have just not had this. You could have just like
You can
made
say
it
that
less
about a
like
lot of
creepy.
anime, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
That's my thing.
being
It's like
insane just to
this.
be insane.
This is not like you don't show this to your cousin. You show your cousin something simple like Attack on Titan. I didn't call it simple. I didn't call it simple. Don't calm down.
Dude,
Calm down.
You
I'm not
don't
calling
show your
Attack on
cousin
Titan simple.
Attack on Titan.
I'm not.
You don't
I'm
show
not
that to your
calling.
cousin either.
I'm not calling it.
You
I'm not
don't show
calling
your
Attack on
cousin
Titan
Attack on Titan.
Okay, I'm just saying more so like, say your cousin wants to get into anime and they ask you where do I start,
Sword
and
Art
you just give
Online.
them.
You
No,
just
you
gotta
don't
say
give
it,
them
bro.
that.
Yeah, that's why I
Throw
started.
For
My
me, I
Hero
just.
at 'em.
I mean,
My
that's
Hero is a
alright.
double-edged sword.
If you're looking at someone, I'd say a good starter anime is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If you're looking at a late teen young adult,
Well, that's
I
the
think
thing. It
that's
really depends
fucking
on who the person is.
amazing.
Like
I mean, if you
I
just talk about
always ask
pure
most folks,
quality,
you ask someone just like what type of interests you have, like what is your favorite type of shows or movies, and then like work from it from there. It's not a simple like blanket statement. Just watch this. But yeah, that's
I
everything.
don't know what I
Show.
would recommend. Yeah, I guess it depends on what they like and what kind of genre they're looking for.
Exactly. That's a whole episode in and of itself. That'd be an interesting topic.
What we
to
need
talk
is to
about.
grab Fusion on here so he can be our guinea pig of
No.
like what anime do we recommend to him?
Fusion will never come on this show. He has outright told me. He said he hates Dark. He thinks Dark is a sham of a person. I don't know why he said that. That was weird. But yeah, I guess just
we gotta show him High School DxD as this first show. That's what
don't
it
do
is.
that. Please, for the love of God, don't do that.
you
That's
watch
what
the
we're
Even
doing.
that,
That's
Star,
what
the man.
no, even that show's too much for me. I don't want to watch that shit.
He's got a face taker, bro.
I mean,
Vince, did you say you were watching something else?
I've been continuing to watch Eden Zero, which is by the Fairy Tale creator, and it's been a fun time. 2 episodes left, and then I mean, there's not much to say beyond that. It's been a fun time that I watch every Saturday. And then I've also been I did finish Gundam 00, and I also watched the movie, and that is just they stuck the landing, the characters and storytelling. They're just pure quality with that one. I really liked. Really enjoyed that I watched it, and I'm now 4 episodes into Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, which is such a badass name, and it's been
That's
pretty
such
good
a
so far.
raw ass title, bro. Holy shit. Oh man. But no, sorry, continue. Or don't continue.
That was it. That was
Oh,
it.
okay.
Iron-Blooded Orphans, in my opinion, is probably like the most ruthless. I haven't watched like some of the older ones, but like out of the more recent Gundams, Iron-Blooded Orphans is up there. Like even The Witcher Mercury, it had those moments, but nothing like what that show puts people through. You haven't been watching Jujutsu Kaisen, Bench?
Oh yeah, I've been watching that. That's just been good. I mean, there's not much to say. The great is yet, like the best is yet to come for that. So that's been really good. I mean, Undead Unluck's an upcoming anime. I guess by the time
God,
we
I
record the
can't
next
wait for that
episode,
show.
Well, I
yeah,
guess
that
that's
I mean,
what we could talk about is like what
Next
October anime
episode
are we
will be
looking
our
forward?
fall shows. I am
Undead
Oh,
so
that's
Unluck
next
excited.
was that
would be-
next episode? Should we save that for next episode?
Yeah, let's
I
do
mean,
that
we
for
can,
next
yeah.
episode. I mean, well, because like what
Yeah.
next episode will be?
Oh yeah, because a lot of shows
Right
don't
on
start until October. If we 2
6th.
weeks from now,
It's 6th.
And so we'll
October
probably
6th
do it
is
like
the
on
big.
October.
like
Yeah, so October 2nd is probably when we're gonna record the next episode. Behind the scenes, by the way, for everyone watching.
No, we
but
won't
yeah,
have to do it next time. It was only this week that we had to alter our recording time.
Oh yeah, okay, that's good to know.
So,
But yeah,
I mean,
I guess that's everything you're watching though, right?
yeah, Bleach has been continued to be good. Not much beyond that. Like,
I haven't watched the last episode
yeah.
yet,
So
Bleach has been cooking, bro.
which is always cooking. That's just
The
a constant in
animation.
life.
What? I don't want to know what studio is doing it because holy shit, they really popping the fuck
Studio
off.
Parrot. It's
Is it?
it's the same studio as
Wait, is it?
Boruto. It's
Oh.
the exact same studio. I don't
We
know
know where
why
all the
people.
talented people went.
Yeah, really. It's like what you guys have been able to do all of this. Oh man. But I guess I'll talk about. I watched 2 episodes of a new show I was starting, which I know I'm very early on, but I started watching 86. Very popular show series that is on a lot of people's favorite anime list. I've always had a desire to watch the show, but I've kind of been scared away because I'm like, I heard it's mecha based, and I don't really like mechs. It's not real. Like at least 2 episodes in, it doesn't really feel very mecha based. It feels more like I don't know, I like kind of war drama esque is the best way to say it.
Sex is the one
think-
of like, it's like the girl and she's talking to the guys in the mech. Is that what that is?
yeah, I've watched 5
Man,
episodes.
you are
Yeah.
girl talk. I thought you were gonna just say the girls talking to the guys. It's like, man, that really narrows it down.
No, but you know what I'm talking about. They're like different
it's
sides
the-
of like.
It's the silver hair girl, the silver hair.
I've watched it. I fell off of it pretty hard. This thing, I
Yeah,
heard
I got
that
5 episodes
the
in.
book is really good, but like, I don't know, it's a slow burn.
No, I like slow burns. That's why I'm enjoying it.
You might like it more than I
If
do.
it's a slow burn, that's way more interesting to me. I don't know. So
Also,
far,
we
it's
got-
been like
You
what
go?
bench?
I was gonna
No,
completely
you go,
talk
'cause
about
I'm
something else. So
Bro,
Wait, what are you
bro
talk-
was like actually trying to shift the topic. I have barely even started talking about this show.
I thought of this like 15 minutes ago and then I forgot. So I was kind of just then I remembered
Oh, I
it.
know what you're talking about. We can talk about it later, but I guess I just want to.
You know what I'm
86.
talking
I'm like,
about?
yes, I do.
Then what am I talking about? Read my mind.
I'm not. You know, we're not talking about this now.
Well, just no, read my because I want to know
Moon
if you're
got
right.
to talk about it. Moon got to talk about his rom-coms. I get to talk about the show on
You're-
2
you're
episodes
You can
in.
talk about it when you tell me what because I know I want to know if you
The
know
One
what I'm
Piece
talking
live action season
No.
2.
about. No.
Okay, cool. I guess I didn't read your mind then, Bench. No,
Yeah, that's
as
what
I
I
was
thought.
talking, I'm 2 episodes into 86. I'm very early on. As I was saying earlier, alluding to, there is a lot of expositional talking where it's like there's multiple times where I'm like, no one talks like this. But other than that, I do actually think the world building is very interesting. The way that like they're kind of going along with the story. I just hope it kind of goes into. There's a direction I feel like the show will go into that I'm hoping it doesn't, and I don't really want to say it because I feel like it would be spoilers. But like I'm kind of hoping it doesn't go into said direction, and it tries to do something very interesting and unique. Because I do think that like I like the characters a lot. I think the actual like story and like world building, at least from the offset, is interesting. I just want to know where they go with said story and don't make like I my biggest fear right now is that they kind of just I don't know kind of I don't want to talk about much without spoilers, but like I guess I'll have more to say next time. But like I'm very early on, like I said, 2 episodes in. I will say though the animation is very good so far. But yeah, Bench, you get to talk about your stupid thing.
I mean, what you're calling stupid is like one of your favorite game franchises ever. I was going to bring up the Castlevania anime, which is like 2 weeks away, and then I'm really pumped
Yo,
for
that's gonna go hard, bro.
Is that 2
Yeah.
weeks? That's next week.
the 28th. So kind of like 2-ish
Yeah,
weeks.
that's next week. It's not 2-ish weeks.
Oh, that's
it's
next
literally
week.
Next
Yeah.
week.
Huh. Yeah, that's gonna
Man,
be
September
it's
is
gonna be very
freaking-
good.
September feels short. Holy shit.
I mean,
no,
I
I'm
think
excited for
Castlevania is
that.
going to be very, very good. And this is one of the
You-
times I'm actually pretty glad Netflix just drops it all in one go. Just let me binge.
I
it.
will say,
Admission of guilt. I never actually finished the original Castlevania series.
Wait, hold up. You said
Wait.
the Castlevania game? Wait, what?
Wolf, you have to
I
watch
watched-
this for the anime.
I watched the first 2 seasons, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh.
Honestly,
Wolf,
because the problem
You missed
season
you
2
missed
ends
the
so
best
definitively.
season.
here.
No.
It just
Okay.
gets-
Let me
It gets
explain
better every
myself.
season.
No,
There's
because
nothing
I
to
finished
explain.
season 2.
Only
No.
disappointment.
I finished season 2, and the way it ends, I'm like, oh, that's definitive. I'm gonna take a break for a bit before I start season 3. It was a very long break, and I kind of forgot about the show. But I will go back to it. Maybe not immediately though. I'm not really in the mood.
You missed
I
the
don't
best
know.
2 seasons.
A fucking fake
do I need
Castlevania
to?
fan here.
I like the. I don't know. I think people kind of overhype the anime. If I'm
What are
being
you-
honest.
what?
You haven't finished it. What?
It's a little overhyped. That's just my opinion.
You're-
It's just my opinion.
You haven't finished
Yo,
it.
I don't
Like,
believe. I'm
the
in
best
disbelief right now.
seasons Are like
I feel like
like,
the
if you
games
got-
kind of
you
have a
for
more
sure-
interesting story.
you got. I know that.
I
Like,
don't know.
That's kind of like the first part of the story, but the next part ramps it up to.
I'm kind of
Crazy
worried
hype.
because like they're adapting Rondo of Blood with this next season, and I'm like, I see a lot of new stuff, and I'm like, don't change the plot that much. It's
Wolf is
like
gonna be
I see
that
all the
guy.
trailers.
I'm disappointed.
I'm gonna be that guy. Well, because I love Castlevania, and I'm like, I don't know, like the anime's
You
good.
don't love it enough,
Like, don't get me
obviously.
wrong.
Was a fucking
I
fake fan.
I think
Drop 86
it's
and
a
start
very-
Castlevania.
I agree
nah, I'm
with
gonna
Bench.
stick with 86 actually. See, now that you asked me to do that, now I'm gonna stick with 86. Well,
Like,
I don't know.
you
I'm
have what,
really-
like- This is just pure disappointment.
my favorite
You know, I
anime right
figured
now
the
is Fallout
Castlevania
Vegas.
guy would be all over this.
Especially because
Never
we've
mind.
been talking about
I'm-
it for so long.
Yeah, exactly. He's been talking about it for
Well, 'cause-
bro. We
No,
had a
I'm
conversation
excited,
about
don't
this
get
and
me
everything,
wrong.
as if you watched it.
don't get me wrong, I'm excited. I am excited.
Not excited
I'm
enough,
just wor-
apparently.
I'm
What are you
just
excited
worried
for? You
about
gonna
how they'll
skip to
adapt
the,
it.
to the new season?
Well, it won't matter because
You
it's a
better
separate
not.
Pokemon. Like, you
But
know what happens. It's-
No, you
I'm
don't.
I
like-
played
I can't
Castlevania
handle
3, and
It's
it's
not a
Curse
one
of
to one.
Darkness' story that they adapted.
It's not
No,
one
because
to
season
one.
3 and
thing.
4 is like Curse of Darkness, right? Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
know
the
the
problem.
game. I
They do their
haven't
own
played the
thing. Like,
game.
just adapt the story of the games. Yeah, just
They-
adapt
they
the
didn't
story
do it
of the
one-to-one,
games. I don't know
though.
why they're doing their own shit.
Because they did
That's
it
the
good.
problem. They take a little too many liberties. That's my opinion.
Well, your opinion's wrong.
I agree with that.
Hey, I'm used to hearing that one. All I'm saying is that I think the new series looks good. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. I'm gonna check it out. I
After
don't know,
you
like,
finish
maybe
the
I'll
next
watch
two
season
seasons,
3.
right? You watch season 3 and 4
Ah,
before.
I don't really want to, because like the villain's Carmilla. I don't know. I like
with
Dracula
Carmilla?
more. Because it's not Dracula. It's Castlevania. The villain is Dracula. Yeah, exactly. I don't care about these other
Unbelievable.
dudes. I will
Dracula's
say,
not the main villain in this new anime, and the new season takes place during the French Revolution. That's so badass.
well, that's the
That's true as well.
problem. Is that Dracula's supposed to be the villain of Rondo of Blood. He gets revived.
But you didn't watch. Even if he gets revived, with how they did it, it's not gonna make a difference.
Well,
This is
no,
just
because they
like-
messed it up.
They messed nothing
I
up. They
don't
did it
know.
really good.
Why can't something be on its own? Why can't it stand on its own?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
That's
that.
exactly
I'm
That's
just
literally what you
saying-
think.
I'm just saying. I feel like you can definitely take liberties. There's no issues there. I'm fine with that. I just feel like they take a little too many liberties. I'm like,
It's
I'd
its
rather
own
you.
thing. It's not called Castlevania in title of the game. It's its own thing.
But
is
it's
just
just not as good as the game. Well, that's the thing. It's like I already played the game, and it's like I know. what
Moon. Did
happens in the
you like
game.
Symphony of the Night? Was that a good playing game?
It played
It-
all
it
right. It was a
barely-
little stiff, but I need to get back to it. I haven't finished it.
That
I
story
played
is
none of the
Symphony
games,
is
but
great.
the anime's been great.
Should I just watch the anime instead of play the game?
Yes,
No, because it's
absolutely.
a different.
game's a little
No,
bit-
because it's a
If
game.
the game is hard for you, I say watch it.
It wasn't
Watch
hard.
regardless.
I just kind
it's
of,
really good.
I kind of just
I don't
dropped
know,
You
it
can get
off.
lost. You can get lost easily.
Okay,
Yeah,
Guys,
but
guys,
I just
this is
discovered the
slice of
map.
gaming.
I just discovered the
Just
map,
watch-
so I
Just
think I'll be
watch the
alright.
anime. It's better than the game, anyways.
It's a man who just said he hasn't played the games.
I mean, I've played for
I mean,
I don't know.
amount of them. I kind of agree. The games are
Nah, 'cause
the anime is better.
you are actually high. I don't know, bro. It's like the issue. Like I don't know. It's just like it's not Castlevania.
Yo, wasn't you the one
That's-
defending live action One Piece, saying that they don't have to do their own thing, that they they don't have
Yeah,
to
well,
follow the
no.
source material? And this is the same
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
thing.
No, because this is a serious. No, because it's different. Here's the thing. Here's why it's different.
What's different, Wolf? Explain.
I think the liberties they took are not as good.
And you would be incorrect.
I'm fine with that. I'll be on the wrong side of history.
What the fuck?
Listen, I'm not
Fucking
saying the show is bad. I
Make the
like the
fusion
show.
pin
I,
up.
That's
No,
what
no,
you're
no, I
saying.
like- no, I never said I like the show a lot. I really like the
Not
show.
enough. You didn't
It's
watch
like a-
the fucking rest
Yeah.
of it?
Because I don't need. I don't know. I don't care about Carmilla. I do like.
Well, if I'm
can I
watching
just skip to
anime, I'm
season
finishing
4?
it. No,
Can I skip to season 4?
no,
Because I don't care about
absolutely
Carmilla.
not.
I don't
She's the
care
main
about
villain.
Carmilla.
That's
She's
even-
so lame. She's like
Bro's
the
gonna hate that with
lamest
Fusion, and
character
this
in
is how he comes out.
Castlevania.
It's literally like
No,
there's so
okay.
many like. This is just. I'm nodding my
This
head.
is just what. All I'm saying is that because I know season 4 is Death. Death is cool. That's my guy. Carmilla? Really? Like that's the villain you choose for season 3?
Bro, that froze
I
up
don't
for
know.
like 2 episodes. What are you on about?
Yeah, and those are probably the best 2. Maybe I could just watch those 2 episodes. I'll just do that actually. I'll do that tonight. Sounds like a plan.
Anime fans, am I right?
Wolf is
Here's-
a fake
I-
Castlevania fan.
I'm a fake Castlevania anime. Games are weird though. Here's the thing. I'm gonna watch the new anime. I don't need to watch the last 2 seasons because this is a separate continuity, or not continuity, but this is a separate Belmont. This is Richter.
Alucard's gonna be in there. We know that for a fact. And you don't know
Yeah,
how his
Alucard.
story ended. This story is not in the same way it ended the game, I can tell you that.
And that's my issue. It's taking these weird ass liberties. Why are you going so differently from the games? I don't know. That's just me. That's me personally. I also don't like how I don't like Richter's design. He looks weird in the new anime.
I think he looks dope.
Smash
he looks
Ultimate
cool.
Richter was like the perfect. Smash Ultimate Richter looked perfect, and I don't know this new one. I'm like, eh. He looks a little too baby faced. Yeah.
On the
Move on.
naive side.
Let's just move on.
Indeed.
What else do we need to talk about?
You guys
A
just like skip me, like,
good adaptation. Let's go. Let's talk about a good live action adaptation, like the One Piece live action. Which is
I
getting.
mean,
a
there's not
season
too much
2.
to talk about. It got its season 2 announcement, which I think is holding
We
not
all
the
kind of
record, but I
expected.
think the second fastest it got renewed.
Yeah, we knew season 2 was gonna happen. Like it was pretty.
but
clear.
and more
It was
interesting.
too
they're
big
waiting
and
for the-
popular.
They said
They're waiting
that
for the
if
strike
given the
then, right?
chance, they're waiting for the strike then. They said if it continues to do well, they have like 12 seasons planned out. There's no way.
No, they
said
the
six.
The show is happening.
They
Inaki's
said
gonna be
they have a
old man
roadmap
by
for
then.
6, but
But they wanna
12
do
is
12.
like ideal. They want to do 12.
They're
have a
not really gonna
roadmap
do
for
that.
six.
I mean,
How they
they've,
do
they've
12.
given like serious thought of how they're going to do like Chopper and all that. Then
They
The
also
I
put
think
Chopper
they
is
could
a
do
really
6.
interesting thing.
I think they could nail 6 seasons for
I
sure.
think 3 is the most you're gonna get.
I disagree.
Nah, I think.
if,
I think
if
they.
Netflix
season
is
2
gonna look-
holds these numbers, they're going to let it. They're going to let it.
Yeah, exactly. It's their way to see how well season
Netflix-
2 does.
Yeah, Netflix needs their
I have
next
zero
big
faith in
thing.
Netflix. And Netflix live action, that's to say. Because Netflix animation gotta be
I
like
don't know.
killing it with Castlevania and shit.
Yeah, Netflix needs
Well, I
their
mean,
next
Netflix
big
animation
hit,
is
though,
just
and
as
this
bad. They
seems to be
killed
it.
like big hits like Inside Job.
Yeah, Netflix anime,
Actually, I
like
haven't watched that
Netflix
one.
in general, cause a lot of
Netflix just
stuff.
sucks.
Sure,
I
but
would say not. I would say
mean-
not to get invested into Inside Job. The fact is they're not renewing it is super heartbreaking.
Yeah,
like what the Stranger Things ends, and they're gonna need a new cash cow, and like literally One Piece is right there, and it's being
Stranger Things
successful.
ever end?
Yeah,
I
next
feel like
season's
I
the
always
last
hear that
season.
they're
I mean,
doing
sure, there's gonna be
another season.
spin-offs. No, they're like definitive. Next season's the last.
Man, those kids are gonna be like old men at the time season 5
They're
comes
like
out.
in their 20s now. I think they filmed it already.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I think they filmed it already, but
They've
They've
they
already
they didn't
filmed it,
want
but they
them to
already
show
confirmed
age.
they're going to be digitally de-aging them.
Oh my god, I hate that
It's
freaking
weird.
trend, digitally de-aging
Yeah,
bullshit.
I think they filmed 4 and 5 at the same time, but like I don't know.
I know Star Wars is
Stuff.
doing the de-aging thing. I'm not sure if anyone's watching Ahsoka, but they did it with Anakin, which is really weird because you
Whoa.
know that he's not like that.
That's not an anime.
I know, it's just on the topic of de-aging, okay?
They did de-aging at the new Indiana Jones as well. It just always looks off.
That was probably the best de-aging we've seen, though, was that Indiana Jones one.
Yeah, like it was the best one, and it still I was like, it just doesn't look right.
Nah, you
'cause
should
we're
just let the
humans
actors
and we're-
come as
our
old as they
brains-
are, like they did with the Spider-Man movie with old-ass Tobey Maguire. Leave it like that, bro. You don't need
Yeah,
these
but he
young
didn't
ass
need to be
people.
young in that. He was allowed
Yeah,
to
he
be
looked-
older in that.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
looked
it felt
very out
better.
of place with how young not Andrew Goldfarb, that's the guy who used to work at IGN, Andrew Garfield,
Garfield.
and oh my god, the guy from the
Tom
Uncharted
Holland.
movie, Tom Holland. That's it.
The guy from Uncharted.
His biggest role. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what that point was. We think you got into like weird.
Well, the
like,
reason why they
Spider-Man.
didn't de-age those Spider-Men is because they were supposed to be Spider-Men who have been around for a while. So it was
Yeah,
allowed.
exactly.
They were allowed to be older. Whereas in cases like Indiana Jones and Ahsoka and all that, no, to fit the timeline, these characters need to be younger.
It's just weird. It's a weird situation in general. I don't know how we're gonna like be able to like. I guess how do I think about this? Like with live action One Piece, if it goes on for 12 season, like are they gonna do de-aging? Like how will
No,
they
I
Well,
think
Emily
someone,
would.
I don't know if it was the showrunner,
Yeah.
but they already said that they would ignore the timeline a bit and be like, yeah, this show takes place over a normal amount of time, not this. They've only been at this for like a year kind of bullshit.
God, dude,
'Cause,
that's
like,
always
Emily
so
Rudd-
weird because like
Emily Rusbin is like 30 years old already, and she's playing Nami, who's like 18 or 19. Canon,
there's
where
no
she's at.
way. Holy crap! What? She's 30?
Yeah, she's there. She's the oldest out of the
I
Straw
know,
Hats.
right? I know.
That's
Yeah, I had to.
She's
She
just
is-
my age.
She is a huge One Piece fan too.
They're
Judge
you
just
watch a
One
lot of
Piece.
the-
I mean,
All
you
the
would
cast
hope if you're like
members.
starring in One Piece, you're in One Piece.
McKinney and Emily Rudd are very much like seem like they're the biggest fans, but Inaki as well. Like they're all very much
I can't
like, clearly
imagine
fans of
the hype.
property, which is important.
Imagine the hype of just like working on set, and then you like a new chapter drops that weekend, and you have to go back to work, and you get to talk about it. That just sounds so cool.
It is
Oda about
weird.
it too, because he be wrestling with them and shit.
Bro, the fact that Inaki met Oda is still insane to me though, because like
Yo, what?
very
He's
few
probably
people
gonna know
get to
what One
meet
Piece
Oda.
is.
Yeah.
No,
He
he's
hasn't
not.
told them already.
Oda's not gonna tell a not.
No, Iñaki feels like he'd be the one to blab it out if he knew.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you would.
Oda offered to tell the showrunner, the end of the story, and he declined.
Matt Owens.
That's like
Yeah,
on
Matt
record.
Owens.
Yeah, Matt Owens was. He
Man,
met with Oda, and he was like offered
I am-
to be
bro,
told.
I am not that strong. I would have
I'm
been
not
like,
that
yo,
strong.
just tell me, dog. Just tell me. I need to know. Like, I'm like super anti-spoiler about all things except the One Piece, where I'm like, yeah, just tell me. I need to know. I need to
Well,
know.
I think it depends where you are in the story. Like if you're now, whenever we're getting so many questions, yeah. But if we're like a couple of years back, when we're just in Wano when stuff's going on, I could probably have waited. But if we're like now, we're like, okay, shit, like Final Saga, yeah, I kind of just want to know.
Just let
I
me
mean,
know.
at the
Yeah.
same time, when Nisa told them how it ended, he'll probably just tell them like how where everyone ends up and what happens, not like the in details of like what's
I mean,
D and all that. He'd probably just be like,
you
"Oh,
never
Luffy
know.
dies" or whatever. But
Whoa,
never know.
whoa,
I mean,
whoa.
He's obviously had a working relationship with Oda for several years, so you never know.
And I will say, I don't know if anyone else caught this news, but a kind of well-known One Piece YouTuber has
Yes,
also been
Randy
confirmed to
Troy.
be in the writing room. Yeah, he got confirmed to be in part of the writing
Randy
room for
Troy.
the show. So, and I think for writing rooms, Netflix usually only gives those to shows that they have a long haul for. So they might have confirmed season 2, but they might have also quietly greenlit season 3 as
Well,
well if they want to
Yes.
get a writing room together.
I mean, the writing room can't happen right now, and he's been in the writing room, so season 2's been
Yeah.
planned at least. Like they knew it was
Exactly.
going to happen. It's not a big surprise.
So, like as they were saying, they probably have the roadmap done for 6 seasons.
I want
Yeah.
these SAG after strikes to end already. Now it's affecting something I like.
It's
Before,
like,
I
now
don't
that
give
it's something I care about.
Exactly. Where I'm like, go on as long as you want. I don't even watch TV
Oh yeah,
and
because
movies.
especially because they said as soon as the strikes are over, they said they could have season 2 out like within a year, like 12 to 18 months.
Do you
So
think they
that's
already
kinda
shot
crazy.
it?
companies.
No,
Do you think they've already shot
but
it?
Nah.
the fact is they can reuse a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like all those
that would
sets are
save a
still
lot.
there.
The
mean,
set of like the ship is there now.
I mean, it was announced like 6 years ago, but a majority of that time wasn't even shooting. It was picking like they handpicked the main cast, and
Oh yeah,
like
that's
they
normal
needed to like figure
production.
out how it was going to go. Yeah,
The actual
yeah, it was-
filming is like usually the shortest part of any production.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and like they just
Like
what they needed
most-
to nail was
Like
the One Piece feel, and they nailed it. So it's gonna be a lot easier from here, I assume.
I don't know, but I feel like
I'm so excited.
when it comes to serious moments, I feel like they failed in the live action. Like when
I
Arlong
disagree.
Park,
I will
feel like-
not say failed.
yeah, no, I say
I
failed.
think a lot of those
Arlong
moments are
Park,
still
I feel like a
very
lot of the
powerful.
moments weren't there.
Nah, I
Just
heavily
because of how they were
disagree.
changed. And
I
I don't think that
disagree.
Luffy's actor can do. Like, I don't think he can really get angry and pull it off. Unless, like, maybe it was just a script he was given. He can do it. I don't know. But
I mean, like they
I
could have
think they
filmed
very much
Logtown,
know
which
the
could have been the
fact
first 1 or 2 episodes next season, right?
I
think
keep
they- yeah,
forgetting
they already
didn't
filmed
do
it.
Lockdown.
I think they filmed a good portion. I don't think they filmed all of it, but I think they filmed a good chunk of it. So they're
I
probably
know,
going to scrap that together.
The
For season
smoker,
2.
baby.
Smokers.
Let's
Go.
go.
that Dragon's voice actor, Dragon's actor said that his scenes got cut, and he's only at lockdown.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
probably what happened was they probably filmed a good chunk of it, probably not all of it, but they filmed a good chunk of it. Netflix said we got to cut you down to 8 episodes. So now they have a bunch of footage that they're probably going to reuse for the opening of season 2 and film
next
around
season will
that.
be next season will probably be 10 to 12, I'd assume, right?
You would hope that Netflix like, okay, we have our hits. You got your practice run with 8 episodes. We're going to give you 10 now, 10 to 12 to flesh this out.
I mean, Netflix is known for kind of the first season always being shorter than the rest of them. And like Castlevania,
yeah, because it's not a confirmed
test.
success yet.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a couple like 4-episode seasons.
and then 8, and then it was like 10 to 12 for the last 2.
Is it weird? You know, that's maybe not to bring this up again. I think when a show is shorter, I also have less desire to continue it.
One Piece has really rotted your brain, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, One Piece really destroyed me because like I'm
Like
like,
Castlevania's
oh man,
it's
it's just
totals,
12
like
episodes.
Castlevania's total is like 36 episodes, I think.
Yeah, it's like
Man, that's
34,
short.
36.
That is so.
And you
short.
didn't
It's
watch
like-
any of it.
We don't gotta
Like,
keep
hey.
bringing it up, man.
You're the one who brought it up.
I always bring stuff.
We're
up
not
here.
letting you live this down.
No, that's fine.
Wait till Fusion
There's
finds
a lot
out,
of
bro.
things I don't live down. Has Fusion watched Castlevania?
I don't know. We've
actually.
been pressuring him.
Yeah. Why would it's like Fusion's like brother in arms. That's my guy.
I don't know. Fusion's can always drop on the dog pile to bully you.
No, Fusion's actually on my side most of the time. He's my boy.
Fusion's the homie.
But anyways, I guess that's everything that we. were
Yeah, because I
watching
think we
and
want to
talking about.
save like our fall interested shows for the next episode as we get, because they're gonna be like right around the corner once we, because if this episode's going up on the 20th or 21st, yeah, we'll probably record October 4th for the next episode. Yeah, that's gonna be like, I think maybe 1 or 2 shows is gonna be started by then, but most of them start like right after that. So we'll have, I think next episode will be a good one to do a what are we looking forward to in the season kind of thing. So man, we'll keep
Yeah,
this episode to what we are. We got over an hour, so we're good. We've recorded enough.
Yeah. if you want to find us, we are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Audible. Like the podcast anywhere you can. Subscribe. It
Follow-
really helps us. We're growing.
Twitter, Blue Sky.
Follow on
we're
Twitter.
those.
The
Yeah.
Slice of Gaming over on Twitter. But yeah, I guess that's everything. Moon, do an outro because everyone hates my outros apparently.
Since when? Okay. So, well, we can't even do the intro outro now because you already said where to find us. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to catch us on the next episode at the beginning of the fall season of anime. And also be sure to check out our sister show, A Slice of Gaming, every Saturday morning. So, have a good night, everyone. Say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, guys.